game fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains, I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things, gonna make a fucking name. I just wanna be famous, but I don't want that cheap fame. No, I'm not that vain, I just wanna be greatness.
Hello, hello, can y'all hear me? Oh, let me get over here where I can actually see chat. Here we go. Hey guys, how's everybody doing tonight? Who we got here in the house? We got Charlie Girl. Wait. Okay, advocating awareness and justice. Look at that. Hold on. Okay, hold on a second. Hold on. Sorry guys, the whole time this little bugger he hadn't said nothing to me until I go live. Anyhow. All right, advocating awareness and justice. I think we'll call them AAJ. That's what we'll call them. Inc. Charlie Girl, CJ Mac, Pam. Good evening, Pam. Raw, Real, Uncut. Savannah. Woo-hoo. Indica Sunshine. And Kristen R. Hello, hello. Chaos Queen. Inc. Oh, look at all my beautiful women in here. Oh, look at that. Oh, my goodness. So, how's everybody doing tonight? Like, I pause as if you guys are going to answer me because there's nobody up here on panel with me. But, see, I put the link down there, didn't I, in case anybody wanted to come up. Here, okay. You know, it would help if I kept hitting the. I keep hitting the wrong thing here. Oh, my goodness. Okay, there we go. All right, hopefully everybody's doing good tonight. I know there's a little bit out there. You know, we had kind of touched up on a little subject the other night. Last time we were live, it came up. And one of our girls, CJ Mac down there, who had the opportunity to go up onto a panel this morning, the shit show. No, not the shit show. Oh my gosh. No. Why am I thinking of it? Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. Get to know. Get to know. The shit show is another page, but that's also here, and it seems everywhere we go on YouTube. But anyhow, Get to Know had her up on panel, and she was telling her story. And I did want to just take a moment to recognize CJ Mac. I haven't said anything to her. I was sitting on tight lips, couldn't really talk to her a whole lot today because I was afraid I would say something. I am beyond honored to call her a friend, a sister, someone I dearly love, okay? And when we first met each other, I think we all met about, it's going on 2 years, okay? Uh-oh, here she comes. Look who it is. Okay. Hey, CJ.
What are you doing?
What do you mean? What am I doing? Are you okay?
You're going to make me cry already.
Just be quiet. Just be quiet and act like you didn't come up here, but don't leave. Look, 2 years ago when we all met, it's going on 2 years, that this is a woman who would not get on a panel. No. She wasn't doing it. And we go from that to all of a sudden she is now a fierce lion out there going for it, grabbing those links up, you know, drop me the link, let me go. Like, holy moly, you know. And I just think it's awesome to finally have you see the fire in you that we've all seen and we all knew was there. not to get too blah, 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 but you know, it has just been, I've been thinking about that the last couple of days. It's just awesome. Amazing that, like I said, now you're like, drop me the link. Let me get up there. Let me, hey, I'm going on so-and-so's panel. It's like, what? I think if people stop and think how it was, not too long ago, is you wouldn't do it. And you're like, no, I'm not doing it. And now you're out there and you're fighting for a cause very near, dear to your heart and a lot of our hearts. And I just love the fact that you are, I'm just gonna say, I love that other people out there are seeing you how we see you. That you're, the same. Oh, Miss T's down there. Yes, we can see you, Miss T.
Hey, Mrs. T.
Yeah, they're seeing who, who we've seen. Like, we know who you are, and I think you kind of are seeing who you are now too. Maybe not. I don't know. It's just, it's awesome. It's just, I love it. I just love it.
You mean the world to me. You know that. The absolute world to me.
Yeah, well, we love you. We do.
I love you
But
too.
I think it's good, and you got a bunch of us that are going to be right there with you this whole ride. However you want, you're the driver in this one, and we're going to go along with you. And if you need us to take a steering wheel for a brief moment, we will. But this is the bus, and you're driving it, and we're on it.
You guys are absolutely amazing. I mean, just know that I wake up every day and it's you guys that are the light, my family that's the light that carry me through each and every damn day. You really are. I don't know what the hell's happened in the last few days. I have no clue. We all know the situations that have been going on the last few days. With certain people around the YouTube streets, and it's woke a damn lioness up in me. I've always fought to be an advocate in some shape or form, to be a voice, and it's just kind of kicked me to the point of wanting to do something, which is why, because of the things that are going on around the YouTube streets with people like this, we've set up the Advocating Awareness and Justice channel, which we're hoping will be a place we can not only raise awareness and educate on these subjects, but also a place that we can call it out when we see it. As the saying goes, you see it, you say it. If we get proof or we see proof that somebody is being inappropriate online, it's how do we keep ourselves safe, how do we protect ourselves, and how do we call it out. And it's about doing all that in the best ways possible. So the whole channel is going to be aimed at education, awareness, and looking to seek justice in terms of how do we change the laws, the sentencing structures, how do we change those things, and just supporting each other through those things. So, as you know, we're right at the very beginning. I have not a clue what I'm doing as of yet. But like everything in life, I will absolutely find our way through it. And you guys have been a beacon of light, giving me the grace to spread my wings the last few days and just be the lioness that I needed to be. Because as you know me so well, it's once I get the bit between my teeth with something, I don't let go. I don't let go. And I truly appreciate you all being there at that live today as well.
Heck yeah, where else would we be?
Right, I was sleeping.
Could be sleeping, you're right, we could have been.
I was just got off work, sleeping. I was listening to it though. I come
Well,
in.
I was at work and I just happened to take a break and went out and smoked a cigarette real quick, and I look at my phone and there's a message saying, "Hey, I'm going on a panel," and I was like, "Whoa, hold up, did I miss it?" And I'm like, "Oh shoot!" And I had 30 minutes. I was like, "All right."
That's what I mean. I didn't even know if I was going to tell anyone, not tell anyone. I was sort of so like, okay, I'm going to do this. Let's go. And it was so quick a decision. It was sort of like, let's just go. But I am so pleased that you all came and had my back and supported me, because it was just wonderful to have you there. I don't even know what other words there is. It was just amazing to have you all there and feel that support from you all. So I thank you all for that. And you stop making me cry, women.
We're driving right now. We're just because actually you came out on my panel one time and recorded. You wanted it recorded so you could send it to your grandmother.
That's right.
And you never would go on a panel, and to see you actually going on panels and speaking up about something that you're so passionate about, protecting our children, because we all are survivors, and most definitely you are a kick-ass warrior. You have a story and you're reaching something now, and it's good to see that you are spreading your wings and doing that.
Yeah, it's something that I've only just started to feel comfortable, and it's thanks to the people that are around me who are making me feel comfortable and making me feel as if I can do this. And I don't have the knowledge or the skills for online things like this, and to have so many people supporting me to learn and to do what I need to do has been amazing. You've all got the patience of an absolute saint, and I love you for it. But I promise you all, it's all going to be worth the ride, because just bringing awareness and attention to it in any shape or form will hopefully just start to scratch the surface, because it's not going to make a change overnight. We all need to start using our voices together to make that bigger change. But it's a start. And I want to keep using my voice to try to make those changes. So,
which that does, tie into the whole mental, where are you at mentally, how you deal with things,
yes,
through trauma, through, abusive situations. And, we're talking about all forms of abuse, not just one particular, sector or anything. I know on the other page, it is more towards the sexual abuse, but here it's a little bit of it seems to be a little bit of everything, it seems like. And I know mentally, it is, I've been doing a lot of thinking about this, lately. And I just chop it up. I look at, like, for me, I look at my situation as I've got this big, huge bag I've been carrying, and it's zipped up nice and tight. And you have to unzip it and take stuff out one at a time, process it, acknowledge it, and work on it. Where I've thought all these years, you know what, I'm good. Truth is, no, I'm not good. I'm really not good with it. It's come out in other ways that you just don't even realize, and, for me, it's just like, I've always said, "Oh, I'm good. Look at me. I'm good, right? I'm good to go. I'm fine." And that is true. I am good to go. I had, at some point, I had a great life, and but those trauma moments, whatever it is that's happened, they stick with you for your whole life. Just because you're through that situation and you're quote unquote over it, right? It still goes with you. And for me, I think because I do say, "Hey, I'm fine," and people will say, "Oh man, you're a survivor. You're strong. You're this. You're that." And I'm like, "What?" I've never really for myself. This is just for me. I don't think I've really ever owned it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
well, I've always just said, "I'm good. I'm fine." It's part of my past. It's behind me. And I think that's something I'm gonna have to work on. It is something I'm gonna have to process and really go, "Oh shit, you know what? That shit really did happen," even though I know it did. But you know what I mean? Like,
It's okay having the knowledge of what we've been through, but we protect ourselves by detaching the emotion to that knowledge of whatever we've walked through. And we have to find a way of reattaching that emotion. And that's the scary part, because reattaching that emotion means pain. It means hurt. It means hard work. And it's hard to face that and work through that. But it is worth it if you can work through it and you can get the right support to work through these things. Like you said, it doesn't need to be, it can be any kind of trauma. And we're the same. It's sort of, abuse doesn't come under one form. It affects people in many, many ways. And the scars that all those things leave behind are things that have to be processed and worked through at a later time when we're ready and we feel comfortable and safe. So you have to do that emotional check-in every now and again.
Yeah. Well, and I've just been thinking a lot about it because you guys know, a few of you know, where my mental state is right now on certain things. And realization of like, oh my God, all these years later, are you effing kidding me? But with the last couple days, the way they've transpired, and I just go, wow, because I do think that part of what you're doing right now is very much part of that healing process still, and that working through things, and it just kind of it jarred my mind, just like, okay, everyone's at a different point and everyone's at a different place, and just because you're at one place today doesn't mean that tomorrow you'll be at that same place.
Very much so.
Yeah, it was explained at one point. It's like a ladder. You're going up a ladder, you're making progress, you're getting higher and higher, and then all of a sudden a couple of the runs break, and you fall back down.
100%.
And it's like, wow, and it is true, and I think for me, I think there has been breaking points lately. Well, the last few years, I know there was one. I didn't realize that it was kind of like a quote unquote breaking point or whatever. And this is going to sound crazy, and I maybe somebody will understand. I had to have an MRI done, and I'd had MRIs done before, and I've always been able to breathe through it, talk myself out of it, just talk myself down mentally, going, it's okay, it's okay, it's going to be over, it's going to be over. And I all of a sudden went to get this MRI done, and I could not talk myself out of it. I couldn't talk myself down. I was like, nope, get me out, because I do not like those machines. I should add that in there. The little small ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where they claustrophobic feeling. I can't handle tight, confined spaces, which there's reasons behind that. But it was after that when all of a sudden I realized, oh shit, because I felt really stupid. I felt really weak. Like I wasn't able to do that. My mind is that weak. Are you kidding me? Because I've always I'm just being honest,
Yeah.
I've always been like mind over matter. I'm not going to let nothing get me down. I'm not going to do this, the assholes aren't going to win. That's how I
No.
always look at it. And at that point, I felt like they won. Oh shit, and the reason why, I felt like that at a certain point is because I did kind of piece it together. I was like, what is going on? Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. And I know that may not sound like such a huge deal to some people and be like, what in the world, but for me, it was a big deal.
Yeah.
It really was, what in the world is going on? I've always been able to talk myself into doing what I need to do to get it done, right?
Yeah.
And I finally connected it is because we did have a situation with some kiddos that ran in the line of what we were just on the last couple days.
Yeah.
And I think I touched on it before, where we had a sibling group and there's different dads involved and all this stuff, and they were going to court. It was a huge thing. And it didn't turn out like they thought it would. It's a long story. There's a lot to it. It's more than just, hey, you didn't win in this courtroom. There was a lot to it. There was several times, and this is the frustrating part, is there were several points they could have done something different. They could have done something, not just from the court. There was just several things because the case was so drawn out. It was one of those horror cases that you hear about and you think it's never going to be at your door, right? It's never going to be in your backyard. And then boom, there we are. And it's in our house, and I've told you before, it's one of the hardest things I've had to do is hand them back over to the asshole who did the shit. This is how horrible this situation was. And when I say these children, they never said that they didn't believe them, right? I mean, I had caseworkers, I had attorneys, I had CASA workers, all these people, and a judge even, who believed these kids. Two of the kids, one of which we have, he is ours. These are young children, and Get to Know did state facts this morning in numbers. They were too young to be sitting there lying about this kind of stuff. And my son, to this day, he was 6 at the time when he was telling, the first time I heard him tell anything. And he was actually younger than that when they first came into care. And the story, quote unquote, broke, and my point is, my son sits there and tells me the same damn story, the same shit.
Yeah.
No child should have to know.
No.
And, he's 14 now and he will still tell you the same shit.
Yeah.
And I say shit because it is, So, this was my point with that is, by you not, okay, you're saying you believe them. Because I asked, the caseworker, I was like, do you not believe them? And she's like, no, we do. And I'm like, then what the hell's going on? Why, what are we doing here? Because by the way it all went down, you're sending a message to these children. You did not believe them.
Yeah.
And the oldest, she never got her day in court. They didn't even prosecute him for it. And the reason was supposedly they didn't want to put her through a trial. I'm still, and I had no, and that's the thing, as a foster parent, you have no power over that.
Yeah.
I fought as hard as I could to, no, this needs to go. This. And there's nothing you can do. You are completely powerless when it comes to that because you're just the foster parent and you don't have any leeway or pull. And that's frustrating. But the fact they send this message to the kids is you're not believed because we can hand these kids back over to this monster. And when that caseworker called me and said, can you bring them here at 2 p.m.? I'll never forget it. I said to her, and I know she was sitting there probably with her jaw dropped open because I was one of those foster moms that never said no to, if the kids needed to go somewhere, be somewhere at a certain time, all right, I'm there, let's go. And I would make sure they were there. I'd make sure that they were ready, anything that they needed. All right, I'm down for, but this time I said, no, ma'am, I'm not. She got real quiet and I said, if you're going to deliver them into the bowels of hell, they will remember you coming to pick them up, not me dropping them off. And she just said, fair enough. It was going to have to be fair enough, honey, because I'm not taking them. I refuse, And that was one of the worst days. I tell you what, that was probably one of the worst days of my life, really. It was pretty rough. And so that's what I know my first breaking point was, where all of a sudden it just kind of chips away and, you're powerless yet again. And I think that does go over and stem from childhood, as my sister pointed out the other day, if you recall, saying, sis, it's because you didn't have control over anything when we were little.
Yes.
You're powerless. And that's very true. So, mentally, where am I at with it? I'm kind of all over the place. Am I strong and fierce? Hell yeah, I am. And I will get through this, but
just know, sweetheart, that it is okay to not be okay. And that when we walk through the roller coaster ride of surviving trauma in any shape or form, there is no rights or wrongs. All we can hope for is that we can find positive ways to guide our way through those things, and knowing when to reach out a hand to say, okay, I've took 5 steps back, and recognising that and getting that help when you need it to be able to get those, to catch up again, to kind of take those next steps in the ladder again. And it's so difficult because with trauma, it's a never-ending battle till the day we die, and that's the damage that gets left behind, unfortunately.
yeah.
But we've got to find a way to choose how to deal with those things. And you have been amazing. I've watched you recognise in your own right the last sort of little while where you are. And
Right.
and like we've all told you, that is okay. We can be strong and we can be the fiercest warriors for years on end. The problem with trauma is it gets reignited by other trauma. And when we face difficult times, when we face struggles, it regresses us back to a vulnerable place, and that feeling of vulnerability is what causes all this.
Yeah, well, it could stop. It really stop. It could stop coming. It could, it could stop coming. It's like, whoo-wee, kick in the gut. Like my sister had to deal with that issue. Last week or week before last. That was a hard one, and it was like, wow.
Yeah, that was. I couldn't imagine. But it's life, we have to. Oh my word, that was really hard. But I mean, you also know that it is okay to not be okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it is. It's a tough one. It really is, because you're supposed to be tough. You're supposed to be strong. And, I kind of like my bag, even though it's big and heavy. I like it nice and zipped up and tight and secure. I'm just saying, this is, but it is something that it has to be done, because it's coming out in other ways. And, it's just, holy
Right.
moly, you think after a certain age you wouldn't have to deal with this shit, right? Like, isn't there some magic age where God's going to take the stuff and say, hey, poof, you don't have to deal with this anymore?
I know. Well,
No.
got to know sort of said it perfectly, I think, earlier on in a way he put it. And it's the sad reality is, after, say, 10 years, these people who cause trauma either get out of prison, or if they never go to prison, they just carry on with their life. They don't get to sign off and say, okay, I'm done now. They get to sort of like just move on with their life, or after 10 years, sign off, out of prison, move on, and that's them. We're the ones that never get to check out. We never get to sign off. We never get to dip out. We don't get to leave what they put us in. And that's the harsh reality. And we've got to find a way is to survive that. And it's not easy. And everybody's journey is going to be different. Somebody can walk through the exact same thing, and your reactions could be completely different. And different people can be at different stages in their healing process, but don't ever judge your healing process by somebody else's. And I say this to anyone. Don't ever look at someone and say, why am I not at that stage? Or why do they look so strong? Or why am I feeling so weak in the inside? Those are your negative thoughts thinking, because you're strong.
Right.
You're stronger than you
They
believe.
could be like pretending, because sometimes you have to fake it. Sometimes you have to fake that smile, and a lot of people, they don't express how they're feeling,
Thanks, Amy.
Yeah, that's why I always say behind the biggest smile is some of the worst heartache, I think.
And
Right.
it really is.
Because I do feel like that sometimes, y'all. I'm just being brutally honest right now. Brutally honest. Lord help me. I just feel like, that's how my sister and I deal with things, is we deal with it with humor, laughter. Because what's the alternative? The alternative is being in a ball in the corner, or just in a heap of tears, right?
Right.
And that's not gonna do a whole lot for you. I'd rather not. And we deal with it with humor, but there are times that, like, you're just out there cracking jokes and laughing and stuff, and you're just like, I'm just really not feeling it. I feel very sad inside,
dead
actually.
inside. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sad when you can sit in company and around people that you love and care about, and you can watch things going on around you. You can be sitting in company on calls, and to everyone else you seem present, you seem checked in. But the reality is, sometimes you're so far checked out, but you're so good at masking it that nobody would ever know.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's navigating that. How do we reach out so that we're not constantly living behind that mask? Because everybody has a right to live and not just exist. And while we're all living behind a mask, we're existing. Because we're not truly learning how to be true to us and ourselves, and what we have the right to have in our own lives, which is happiness and safety and love and all the good things. Everybody has that right to have those things. And when somebody causes trauma, it causes so much self-destruction, so much scarring, so much damage that we tend to go into, like I said, self-destruct mode and don't think we're either worth it or we can manage it, or we'll live our life with a big mask on, hoping that people will accept the version that we present. And it's a hard task to learn that people can love the person behind the mask. And that you can cry and you can be sad and you can spit your damn dummy out and have a fit and stamp your feet and throw a tantrum. It does not matter, because people are working through something and they've got a right to have highs and lows. And everybody deserves support, everybody deserves love, and everybody deserves the right to be heard. And no cry when I say this. Everybody deserves the right to be seen.
Yeah.
Everybody has the right to be seen, sweetheart. To be heard. And to be listened to.
Yeah, I think we just get caught up. I know I do. I get caught up in the, you can't fall apart. You can't, you don't have those moments to take. That's how it feels anyways, that I'm a mom. I've got 12 kids. I've got grandkids. I've, constantly on the go, constantly, this one's got this one's got that, I mean, my God, we had graduation, then we had a wedding last weekend, and just had, my daughter got married today, another wedding. And I'm like, that's just how our life is. That's how it rolls. And I love it. I wouldn't change it for the world. But with that, it's, I do feel like a lot of times I don't have time to, like I was saying, my husband had offered one of our kiddos' friends that has 2 children, she's like, how do people have date nights? How do they go out on the weekends and do this and that? He's like, oh, we'll take the girls for the weekend for you. And I just looked at him, because at that point, mentally in my mind, I was not I'm not in the mood for this right now. Like I'm going, are you kidding me? We've got so much going on, and I would love to watch her kids. Don't get me wrong. I'll take her kids and love on them and enjoy them for a weekend. But at that point in time, I just looked at him like he had 3 heads, not the good kind, And I'm like, dude, and he's kind of like, what, and I'm like, I need a break. And
it's not selfish to put yourself first. It's not selfish to want those things for yourself, like time alone and a night to yourself, no responsibilities for a night. Everybody seems to have this misconception that it is completely selfish when you're a mum or a wife to put yourself first. It's actually the complete opposite. Right now, our maternal instincts are what tells us everything else should come first. But think about this for a second, right? If all we're ever given our children and our partners and our loved ones is a mentally drained, half-fueled version of ourselves, we're not doing right by them. So it's our job to do what we need to for ourselves, to put that time into loving ourselves, self-care, having that night alone, or just being us having a nice hot bath, anything. Just love on yourself and self-care and look after yourself. If we learn how to do that a little bit more, that tank of gas builds up and we start to give our families, our kids, our loved ones a much more fuller version of ourselves because we're looking after us. But if we're not looking after us, like I said, they're getting a half tank of gas. They're getting somebody running on a half tank of gas, mentally, emotionally, physically. So it's finding ways to help us fill that damn tank. And for everybody, that's going to be different. It's going to be different for so many people, but it's about trying different things till you find something that works for you as an individual. Not just you, but for anybody. It's everybody's going to be different. Find what works for you and keep trying. But please don't ever think that it's selfish by putting everybody, like not putting yourself first, because it's okay to do that sometimes. You know?
Yeah. It's, you know. It's important. Yeah. But that's just, me. But like I said, the last couple of days I've just been like, wow, look at CJ go, man. She is rocking it. She's rocking it. And it's been awesome to see. I needed to see it. I've needed to witness this the last few days. It's been really awesome.
Well, I'm only feeling this because of, like I said, the people that lift me up, and we all have our ups and we all have our downs, and in the days that you guys are down, I'll lift you up, and vice versa. We're all there for the good and the bad and the ugly. It doesn't matter what it is, we're by each other's sides. So just know you're not alone, sweetheart, and we hear you and we see you.
Well, girl, I make sure you hear and see me.
I see you, baby.
Yeah, I'm here. Hello. Yeah, it's just trying. I think it's definitely wow. Like I said, at this point in my life, what the heck, But like you said, you gotta process it and accept it and work on it and do what you got to do. And it's just kind of like, whew, big swift kick in the gut, and my mom is not here, so that's hard.
I know. I know, honey. And we all know what a fierce, fierce woman she was, and she is going to be looking down on you every step you make in life, sweetheart. Full of nothing but pride. And I know she'll be full of nothing but pride, because when I look at you, you inspire me each and every damn day, woman.
Oh, please.
You do.
Yeah.
You are stronger. You are a survivor. We know your story. We know your journey. And sweetheart, you have a right to be feeling how you are. And you have survived it.
Right.
And I am in absolute awe of the woman that you are now, in spite of everything that you have been able to become, the person that you are now. I would be proud to have you. I'm proud to have you as a friend. I'd be proud to have you as a sister, as a mother, as a any kind of relative in my life that is a female figure, I would have been proud in any shape or form to have you around. Your children are an absolute credit to you, and you're an absolute blessing to each and every one of them.
You really
And you
are.
have 100% broken a cycle, sweetheart. 100%.
Thank you. I hope so. You know. I really hope so.
You are. I know you might not see it or feel it right now, but you'll just keep kicking your ass till you do.
Oh, I'm good. Look. It's just, like I said, like watching the last couple of days unfold, it's just been like, oh my gosh, it just amazing. Like, get to know, and his wife have been through hell as well, and they're out there fighting, and there's this whole community out there, different small little communities that just haven't found each other yet. And I'm hoping that, this will kind of allow them to find each other and unite and become a huge community, which should be it should be everybody on YouTube,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, some people allow their hatred for someone for whatever reason to, I would hope, cloud their judgment. Hopefully that's what it is. But it really should be something that people stand united on and stand
Completely.
against.
100%. 100%. I love you women. Absolutely love you women. We all do. Don't ever doubt that for a second, sweetheart.
Oh no, what is Savannah talking about down there? I wasn't looking at chat. I'm sorry. Hold on. Who's it here? Wait, hold on. I gotta go back. Hold on. I see something about pumping a cat. What the heck? Okay, I know Ink was looking like a homeless person charging her phone, stealing someone's electricity, just charging her phone at the street.
No, there's never any judgment with any of us, Savannah. Everybody's got a story, a journey, and you won't ever find any judgment from this direction.
Well, except for Chris, apparently. He's saying we need to take a Centrum Silver and have a shot. Oh my gosh.
I'm so sorry, Savannah, that you didn't have support at that
Savannah.
time. I'm
Oh
really,
no,
really
Savannah,
sorry.
sweetheart, I'm sorry. I never wanted to get the impression I didn't have support with my mom. I know I did, and I so appreciate that. I really do. And that's something, it's still very raw for me, and I still try to pick up the phone and want to call her, run things by her. My mom would know what to do. My mom would,
Yeah.
And Savannah, I'm sorry nobody was there for you. I'm so sorry.
6 years my mum's been passed, and I've still got her number saved in my phone. I wouldn't remove it.
I do too.
Yeah, and it's hard enough when you have support, but when you don't have support, my heart hurts just a little bit more. Just know, Savannah, that I'm sending you a massive hug, and we're thinking of you, and we're glad to have found you as a friend and have you in our lives, because, like we always say, we want to be here for each other, and I think you're all amazing. As soppy as that sounds.
You saying, Savannah, you saying when your dad passed, 8 months later, your husband kicked you out? Is that what you're saying? Is that, did you see that?
Oh, Savannah. Oh, women, just know that
Sounds
you've
like,
got a lot of true people around you who
sounds like we need to
love
go kick
you.
his ass. That's what we need to do. The hell? I thought I read that right. She said 8 months later. Well, we're here for you now, Savannah. I'm sorry. I didn't know you then. I'm sorry. True Smiles. Hey. She said, love y'all, but can't stop. She's on the go. She's on the go.
And Pam sending you some extra love, sweetheart, as well.
Oh,
I know the last
thank you, Pam.
few days have been a little bit difficult, so sending you some extra love, sweetheart. Reach out anytime. Okay?
We love you. Is Pam having a hard time?
Yeah.
Oh, love you, Pam. I love all y'all. I do. And Savannah, I didn't mean to come off at all. I didn't have support when my mom passes. I'm sorry. That's not it at all. I know I had support, and if it wasn't for y'all, y'all helped tremendously. I don't think you understand how much you did. Because my mom was my rock. She was the one I always turned to, and ironically, they say everybody comes into your life when they're supposed to, and for a reason, blah blah blah, And I do think it's amazing that there's a lot of us that we were there for our mom's last breath.
Yeah.
And that I was just sitting there one night, just kind of dumbfounded, like, whoa, oh, interesting, but
Yeah. Do you mind me sharing the Glam Girls' last memory?
No, go ahead. Yeah.
Thought that would put a smile on your face.
Yeah.
We all had the absolute privilege, is an understatement of a word. We all had the beautiful privilege of getting to know Shining's mum. And she sat one night on a group call with us all, and it was getting quite close towards the end. But this woman had her smile and a fight in her every inch of the way, and she sat on call with us one night. And when I say this woman's the original glam girl, this woman is the OG glam girl. She sat on call with us, telling us we were all to make sure glams were clammed. And yeah, she had what a smile on her face and what a giggle.
And she made a comment. There was something was said about a hot dog as well.
Yeah,
and she had that. I said, "Oh shit!" She goes, "Well." Okay.
So put the hot dogs down and don't forget to glam the clam and things like that.
Yeah, she is a character, I tell you. But that's I mean, that's what I grew up with, and we always had a lot of fun.
So if you ever want to know who is responsible for Eloise, there is where Eloise comes from.
Yeah, I'll just say this: my mom is very supportive of Eloise, believe it or not, which is ironic because she grew up in such a strict Christian household, and you would never know. Growing up, I always I perceived things to be a certain way, and it wasn't until adulthood when my mom kind of loosened up, and she always said, "If I've done my job right, I'm your mom while you're growing up, but once you're an adult, I'll be your best friend."
Exactly.
She used to tell me that all the time, Well, once she became my best friend, the fun adult things, kind of stuff where I was like, Ma, I can't believe this, you're basically a Catholic girl. And they weren't Catholic, but, she grew up not being able to go to school dances and, things like that. And so it was just kind of nice to, and I know she was just trying to raise me correctly, raise me right and what she thought,
She did.
So prim and proper, like Gloria
But
can tell you
she
how
loved Eloise.
she did. She did. Yeah. She was the character, I tell you. Like, that's where I get all my shit from, right there,
Yeah.
Straight up tell you, Oh yeah. And Savannah, I know you didn't mean it like that. I just wanted to make sure, like, somebody else thinks, oh no, I know.
Ingrid's a thunder buddy. Ingrid's a thunder buddy.
Oh, Ink, those storms are bad, honey, because we had two of them one came through last night, and then one came through early this morning. And trees everywhere, people without power, and basically, we're pretty sure there's probably a tornado or two come down, and they just haven't said. But it was 70-mile-an-hour winds, hailstorm, pretty bad. One of the guys I worked with, his wife told me he walked out to go have a cigarette this morning. As soon as he stepped out of the door, dink, he got bumped in the head with a piece of hail. I said, oh no. I said, oh shit. Yeah. So, it was lovely, And I was wondering why one of my coworkers this morning, I look over and it's, not a place to not wear shoes, but I was like, hey, Sam, what's going on with this machine over here? It won't go down. And there's something wrong with it. And she's like, oh, so-and-so's supposed to come and look at it, but they haven't sent anybody yet. So I look at her, but she doesn't have any shoes on. I'm like, why is she barefoot? She's what? I'm like, whatever, keep right on going. And then I find out it's because she got soaking wet coming into work because we go in early. And her shoes were soaking wet. She just couldn't do it. Her husband brought her another pair of shoes up. Oh, no. Oh, see, Ink, you had that this morning? See? Yeah, there's some bad storms brewing, I tell you. You keep getting hit with them. I'm not sure why. Oh, Savannah said she raised herself.
Yeah, I feel you.
Well, you did
Savannah.
She did a good job, didn't she?
She did.
So what? Okay, look.
Don't ever forget it, Savannah.
Oh, my son's home playing with his niece.
No.
He's the one who's 6'5" and big old boy,
Mm-hmm.
And there's this little itty bitty baby girl. He's like, oh, she's sitting next to him on the bench. Oh, I wish I could show you, but I won't expose him. I won't do that.
You wait till we're in the back cave.
Mm-hmm. Just a little thing, just sitting there with a little.
I'm probably going to need to jump down soon anyway.
Oh yeah, that's what I was going to ask real quick before you jump down. What talk about your new channel you got coming up and coming, because this is a big deal. Like, We need to get it out there, and we need to what are your hopes and dreams for it? Where do you hope to have this channel in a year from now?
Well, I think we're, like I said, right at the very beginning of getting it all up and running, but I think my main hope is to use it as a platform to be able to share posts on raising awareness about keeping our kids safe online. Some sort of educational resources that people can tap into to share around and open these conversations up. But also a platform that when people like old Danny Boy comes to somebody's platform, that we have a platform that we can take it away from other creators, because it's not fair on them. They shouldn't have to deal with it when these people are found out or exposed. If people want to have their say with this person or have a conversation about it or discuss it, it's not fair for that to end up on that creator's doorstep. I don't agree with that. They didn't invite it in. They didn't ask for these people to turn up in their channels, and none of these creators are damn psychic.
Exactly. And you don't know. You don't know. If we could look at somebody and automatically know they're a child predator, we would be so better off. So better off.
So I think it's one of those things that, unfortunately, until you see proof and you get some form of evidence put in front of you, that you're able to say, okay, it's about how people handle it afterwards that counts, not beforehand. When you're oblivious to the knowledge or you're dealing with speculation, you can't go around judging somebody on that based on speculation and no proof, because that creates a whole another set of problems. But when there is proof there, you're able to address it in a far stronger way, because you have the power of knowledge, the power of proof behind you. So I will not stand by in any shape or form and watch people like that come into these channels, and when they are found out to be who they are, think that they can bullshit their way through it. So it's not and it draws attention, because when people who, don't like these people come, they all want to know what's going on, and then you're now dealing with answering questions that you just didn't want to be answering. It's a situation you don't want to be in the first place. So if you have a channel like this around, it's a place where we can take it to say, let's call it out. We see it, we say it. Let's call it out. As long as there's proof there, like anything like that, then we make other channels aware who this is, who these people are, so that they can protect themselves, their channels, their subs, and everything else. Now, obviously, you can't do anything without proof and without criminal convictions, anything like that, but we know what's inappropriate and we know what's okay. And if somebody's been inappropriate and giving you warning flags and setting your creep meter off, proof or not, it's listening to your instincts and following those vibes.
Yeah.
Let's stand together, united, for the right things. It's not about who likes who hates who. It shouldn't be a point scoring competition, anything like that. It shouldn't be, okay, I'll allow my moral compass to go unchecked while I tolerate these people because I hate this person instead. No, that's
Mhm.
bullshit. I'm sorry, but that is the biggest crock of shit I have ever came across in my life. Everybody's moral
Sure is.
compass on this subject should stand at the same damn point. Don't care what anybody thinks about anybody. None of it. Everybody needs to check their damn moral compass and stop putting the blame on other people just to try and score more points because you know something before somebody else, or somebody's not seen the proof before you, or any of this bullshit either.
Mm-mm.
The facts are, when people see the proof for themselves, it's how you handle things afterwards. And everybody so far that is around me personally is dealing with this in an appropriate way by handling it the way they've handled it.
Let me guess. Would you consider inappropriate going to somebody who supports a pedo, saying "Good job, great job, way to go, woohoo, hey, wrench me up"?
100% no.
Okay, yeah, because that's kind of what I'm thinking too. Assholes like that need to be dealt with. They need to be off, and I don't entertain them.
That allows their hatred for somebody else to adjust their moral compass to the point they'll accept somebody who knowingly advocates for sex with minors and underage marriage and all these things, and he also supports other sex offenders. No, check your damn moral compass, because you are allowing your drive of hatred to turn you into something that you shouldn't be, because as parents, as females, as mothers, we should be standing for the same damn thing. Like, put yourselves in check. Come on.
Yeah, you know, really, when you think about the situation that happened recently, this asshole coming up on panel, and he's found out that, hey, this guy's a real creep, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's done some shit, said some shit. We got the evidence, we got the proof. Okay, so he comes in there, nobody knows. Not one person in there willingly had this man up on panel. Not willingly sat in there and talked to him, having conversations with him, knowing he's an asshole.
No.
And I'm sorry, but if you've got the proof, you better fork it out and come out with it right then and there. You don't sit on it. In case anybody out there has sat on it, okay? Yeah. That's not the kind of shit we sit on. We don't sit there and I'm trying not to get mad because it really pisses me off.
I see it as a duty to the rest of the community. We're all here to protect each other. If one person finds out somebody like that's sniffing around anywhere, it should be made clear to everybody whether you like that person or not. Everybody at that point should be blocking, deleting, not letting the person on panel if they're known to be a sex offender or tied to sex offenders. If we don't want people, if that's not what we want for ourselves, for our channels, for our subscribers, any of that, then it's up to us to take a damn stand and make sure that these people don't seep through the damn cracks.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can tell you how I look at those people who sat there and sat on the information that they had. Didn't say a fucking word to anybody about it. You're victimizing everybody who's in that chat who does not want to be around an asshole like that. That bastard can take a leap off a fucking bridge and I wouldn't feel sorry for him one iota. Do you hear me? But I also don't feel sorry for somebody who sits there, gets this information and sits on it. And you know who you are. You sat on it and you didn't turn it over and say, hey, ladies, gentlemen, y'all over there in that chat who has this guy come up on their panel, hey, you may want to know who he is. You may want to know who he's about. Because I tell you right now, no matter how much I dislike someone, no matter how much someone gets on my nerves, dislike someone, I would never sit there and not tell somebody you've got an asshole in your midst. Okay? Get them out of there. Protect everyone who's in your chat and who's on your panel. But no, you want to be a dickhead asshole yourself. You fucking look, I'm calling names.
No,
I'm so sorry.
I get it though. I get it
It
because
just unreal. You would sit on information like that instead of, you know what, CJ, we first found out what happened. What was our reaction?
I know.
Oh my God, here's this guy. Send this information to Purple. Get this information out there. What do I say? Hey, we got to contact Get to Know. He is all about this. Let's contact him. Let's get the word out there, right? Immediately going, we got to get this guy out of here. He's got to be gone. But we seem to have people, and you know what I think? This is just my honest opinion here. Not that it really matters, but I'll give it to you anyways. My honest opinion is assholes like that who sit on the fucking information and don't hand it out and expose somebody for who they are, you're the same pieces of shit that sit there and let this shit happen to kids and you don't turn it over to the police and turn in the information that you need to. You're the ones who don't stand up for these kids out there. You don't stand up for victims. Oh no, we're going to get this information. Oh, we know he's a pedo, but we're going to just sit on it for a few days so we can go and roast them and saying, oh, you have him on your panel. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with somebody like that?
Yeah, it's also checking yourself before you cast something at somebody else. I mean, don't judge and criticise and bitch about how you feel somebody else should or should not have handled a situation when you can't look at yourself in the mirror and say you handled it great either, because when you find out somebody is associating around sex offenders and has got an attitude where they believe that those things are okay, if you choose to then frequent that person's lives, chats, whatever, in the days after that, that leaves a message without saying anything. It says you're allowing what they really are to be glossed over because your drive for hatred for somebody else is stronger. And what does that say?
It's disgusting.
I mean, really,
that's what it says.
What does that say?
Disgusting.
Now, the right things might have been done in the end. He might be blocked in all these places now. But don't cast judgment at how other people choose to handle a situation when you might not have handled it immediately appropriately yourselves.
Exactly.
You know, when the information was presented the other day, I can 100% attest to the fact that it was immediately dealt with as soon as that was shown.
Exactly. It was. And, you know, I don't want to say too much because, like I said, it just really chaps my hide. You know, I don't understand. Oh, a fancy Amy in the house, Purple down there. Hey, guys. What? Can't say that word. What did Savannah? Did I say a word I shouldn't have said?
You said an A and an A word.
She said,
I think.
She said, hell no, cut it off and send them on an island far away. Yeah, so I'm telling you, something that, you know, it's appalling, some people's actions sometimes. And I do try to sit back and go, okay, but not everybody reacts, you know. I understand everyone's reactions are different. I get that, you know, and but when it comes to this, I don't. Because like you said, you're letting your hatred towards someone, whatever you want to call it, okay? Your animosity, your whatever, to really cloud your judgment.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't think of anyone that I detest so much that I would let a group of people have someone like that around them and chatting with them.
Yes.
I just, I'm trying to think of one, even just on YouTube, one creator that I wouldn't at least attempt to send them the information or say, hey, you know who you got on your panel? This guy, da 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 da, or this lady,
Yeah.
blah blah blah. You know, I don't get that, and it is concerning when you're sitting there dealing with people who have children themselves.
Yeah. Well, Purple's
And
just said cheerio, and she loves us all. She's got to go. She's going live now.
oh,
And
she's
she
going
hopes we
live.
all
Okay.
pop over after she's done. After we're done.
Oh yeah, we will. Purple, we'll see you over there. We're gonna get off of here anyways. I gotta get in there and get these babies to bed because, well, Dad's in there with them, but you know. Well, as I said that, the other grandbaby's home. He's home now, and I just saw both of them just zoom, zoom.
All the
Run
little
like the
tiny
Dickens.
feet.
Yes. Then they go back the other way. Okay, I don't know what they're doing, but they're having a good time. All right. Okay, CJ. Well, we'll touch up on this more, and
Yeah.
I know we're doing a live tomorrow on Jenna's about this.
Yeah, we're doing a live tomorrow over in Jenna's on the topic of Dan and how to keep ourselves safe as creators online from people like this. Please know that tomorrow night's live does come with a trigger warning, and there will be people coming over who know a lot of information regarding the situation. So do come over. But if you are triggered, please practice self-care, step away, look after yourselves, love yourselves, and check back in later when you feel okay.
Yeah, because it's a hard subject. It is very difficult for some people to listen to and to hear things about.
100%.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Savannah, I'd love you to come on panel, girl. We're gonna have a good fun night. Have you on panel, or not like this? Doesn't matter. Whatever you want. Let us know. Serious night or a fun night? We can do it all.
I'd love to have you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll jump down.
Okay.
And let
Love
you
you,
go
girl.
off. And I love you lots, women.
Love you too. See you over at Purple's.
No problem. See you there.
All right. Love
Bye,
you.
everyone.
Bye. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming by. And we'll try and go live a little bit more often on this channel. I'm just kind of taking a break from the serious side of life for a while, and it's kind of biting in the ass. So kind of get. So here comes one here.
Jameson's messing with your eating pad.
Oh no, Jameson's. Oh baby.
Want me to put it in
Okay.
your room?
Yeah. Thank you. All right. Okay, gotta go because, like I said, here comes the Munchkins. Love you guys, and you guys have a wonderful night, and probably see y'all over at Purple's. And till then, remember we have the live going on over at Real Raw and Uncut over on Jenna's. Thank you, Charlie Girl, for promoting that page down there, advocating awareness. Y'all sub up to that because there's going to be some activity going on there. Love you guys. And Savannah, yes, when you're not home, let us know. You know what? We'll have to get together. Tell me when you're not home, and we could go and do a panel, do live. All right, Indica, love you. All right, guys, you have a wonderful night, and we'll chat with you later. Bye-bye.